Clothes. They seem like a basic thing, just pieces of cloth that cover your skin and keep you warm. But to most people, they mean so much more. We set out to see why clothes are so important to high schoolers and what it means to them. The first thing we learned is that clothing choices are just as unique as the person wearing them.
What do clothes mean to you?
What clothes mean to me? Okay. They are kind of, you can reflect your personality off of them.
It's a way of expressing yourself. A lot of people use them to just show off or
To me, clothes represent what you're all about. It shows the world who you are and what you think about yourself.
Clothes are a way to express yourself. It's a way to show yourself to other people and let people know what you're about.
Well, I mean, like, it's obvious that it's something that you put in your body, but like, it doesn't really they don't have like a material value to me, really.
Following up, going through the halls, you see kids wearing more relaxed clothes. Others seem a bit more flashy. Throughout the day, a group of people just want to be warm and comfy. The other group want to go the route of look good, feel good.
Alright, so is style or comfort more important to you when it comes to the clothes you wear, and why?
I think they're kind of equal because, I want to look nice, but I also don't want to wear something that's, painful to wear,
Comfort for me is most important. You don't want to walk around life uncomfortable.
Oh, I like comfortable clothing. I like to put blankets underneath my clothing. In fact, I don't have it right now on, but I like to put blankets on underneath sometimes if it gets cold.
Personally, for me, probably comfort, because style, yeah, it looks cool, but if you're uncomfortable wearing it, then there's really no point to it.
Joe Holloway is a junior at the school. He makes a small living off of going to thrift stores, finding vintage pieces, and selling them off of an Instagram account. He also helps a brand called Empty, finding ways to help the brand grow by using a variety of styles that could cater to a high school audience. He's been into clothing, but more specifically sneakers, since he was a little kid.
The most expensive clothing brand. I know of a lot of expensive clothing brands. Clothing as in its apparel or just anything that has to do with fashion.
Just go with anything.
Yeah, just
Best
do
guess.
anything.
Well, Louis kind of stuff is kind of high end. Stu probably knows more than me. Gucci is kind of up there. Prada's kind of up there. Armani, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Does the brand name have an impact on how much people spend?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's if it's like a recognized known brand, say Nike stuff. Pretty much probably every kid nowadays owns something that has to do with Nike, and just seeing the big check logo, that's just the seller because everybody's wearing it. They want that logo on their chest.
And why is that so?
I mean, I don't want to say social media because that's a big part of it, but other than that, it's just. This is just like in high school. High school is probably a center where a lot of fashion is kind of depends on a certain crowd of people or on one person, where it's kind of like a domino effect. Or if one person's wearing this and they kind of have somewhat like a social status in school that's relatively good, they're gonna want to wear what he's wearing or she's wearing so they can be up to that status. Shoes play. I mean, they used to play a big part of my outfit. They used to play a big part of my outfit. I used to buy a bunch of Jordans, and I mean, for me now, I don't really look as much as quality, more as in with just style and aesthetically pleasing look. I kind of base a lot of outfits off of shoes. I used to back in the day, but now I kind of just stick to white kind of basic shoes that not everybody really has.
Next, Miss Sophia Ross. She leads the fashion marketing course at St. Louis Park, teaching students how to merchandise and how to come up with marketing plans for a clothing brand the student supports. She's been teaching for over 20 years and is a mother of 3.
What do you think about people who spend a lot of money on clothes?
I don't think positive or negatively about those people. I think people can spend as little or as much as they want on their clothes. Personally, I do not spend a lot of money on my clothing because I have other expenses. in my life, like house payments, car payments, paying for my kids' activities, things like that.
What can a person's clothes say about their personality?
It could talk about their mood and how they're feeling, right? So obviously if they're feeling a little tired, they might dress a little bit more comfortably. I think clothing says a lot about a person's personality. If they're wearing bright colored clothing, they might be outgoing. I think we all wear clothing for different events and occasions. Hence, if you're going to interview and you're trying to make a certain impression, you're going to wear something probably a little bit more conservative, right? Or if you're going out to a social activity, a party, a club, a friend's house, you're just going to dress according to the event. You'll find me in sweatpants at home, lounging, which, I think, and then I dress differently at school, right? I think that people are judged on appearance every single day. I mean, we see people before we actually hear them or get to know them, and we all make judgments based on what people look like. Clothing doesn't necessarily express personality, but more like mood and feeling for a particular occasion or event.
That statement intrigued me, so I decided to ask other students what they thought about it.
What can a person's clothes say about their personality?
Well, right now I have an eagle on my clothes. That means that I'm a fan of the Roman Empire because they had eagles on their clothes and legionnaires had eagles on their poles, and it's a symbol of patriotism for the Roman Empire.
America's all about image, man.
You're obviously gonna give see a guy in a suit, just a nice tailored suit, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that guy's successful, rather than a guy in a bunch of rags. You're like, oh well, he's obviously not as successful.
A lot of people in our society spend a lot of money on clothes. That includes students. The last question we asked was,
What do you think about people who spend a lot of money on clothes?
I think people should invest what they want to invest in.
If that's what you want to spend your money on, go ahead.
I don't know, it's just do you. It's not my style or what I like to live by, but I mean, if it makes you happy, do you.
clothing throughout high school changes, but some of the thoughts and questions we ask ourselves remain the same. What we think when changing when it comes down to the basics. What they mean to us, whether we want to be stylish or comfortable, and do we want to flex a well-known brand. The main conclusion is our initial thought, that clothes and fashion choices are just as unique as the person wearing them.